So happy to be here with you for another week. This week we're talking about interracial dating and dating in general. So we're going to get into it. I have a very special guest here with me today, and I'm going to bring her right in to introduce herself, and you guys are going to enjoy this. Trust me. Come on in. Hi, hello.
Hi.
We did this right. Let me get another one. Oh, because you smell it so good, and when it's so good, like what
I think I showered today.
Oh, not the shower.
I think I did.
Okay, so I'm going to find us on Facebook so I can follow behind all the comments because I like to interact. But while I do that, why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers, who you are, your pronouns, and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Jennifer Rourke, and my pronouns are she, her. What do I do?
Everything.
I do a lot.
Everything.
I work a couple jobs. So I work for a local nonprofit. I'm a partnerships manager there. I am a replenishment person. I think that's my title.
Okay.
At one of the local arts and crafts stores. So I unload trucks. I stock shelves.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then, what else do I do?
We'd love to be replenished, darling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on the board. Wait, what am I? I'm the co-chair and co-founder of the Rhode Island Political Cooperative. And candidate for state senate.
See, the funny thing is you do so much,
Yeah.
but you, like, are so humble about it. You, like, don't even know your titles. Like, I just that's one of the things I love so much about you, to be honest. I'm like, look, like, that's priceless, so you can't get that everywhere. But cheers to us, a little Long Island or whatever.
Okay.
A little Long Island shot. But as usual, that's better than I thought.
That's good.
A little peach. I used peach.
Yeah.
I used peach.
I can taste it.
Oh, yes. So before we get into the interracial dating topic, like I like to do on Tea with Taylor, we're actually going to get into some hot topics. And I got a bunch for us. A bunch. A bunch of them I know you're going to know. I saved a few of the political ones that I've been looking at for this week because I know you can get into it.
Oh, I have so many thoughts.
Oh,
and so many things.
I know. There's one that's like actual like dire update emergency information that you probably already know what situation I'm talking about. But we'll get into that in a second. First, actually, it's funny. Bast is watching. Hey, Bast, I love you. One of my new friends here on Tea with Taylor, but been a friend of mine here in Providence for a while. New to drag, and we did my first duo together for an event. We did No Air with Jordan Sparks.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it was really cute, and that was my first performing a duet with someone. So thanks for watching, and that was a really fun moment. But funny enough, I saw this first hot topic on Bast's page, actually.
Okay.
Miss Niecy Nash, did you see her
yes,
on the cover of Essence?
Yes.
Oh, she looks so
it.
good. Her and her wife,
yes.
I could say now,
with
actually.
Beautiful chocolate skin, like the bare back.
I'm so glad you saw it. Wasn't it like, it was gorgeous. If you guys didn't see it, Miss Niecy Nash was posing, I think it was a 3-page layout of her and her new wife. Yeah. Just looking great. Like, there was a suit moment. There was two different outfit changes, I want to say. It was just good. I was like, I'm so happy to see Niecy Nash happy.
Everyone needs to pick up that. It's just like the beautiful melanin on the cover. It was
beautiful. I was like, okay, you did that, Niecy.
Yes.
You did that. Like, I just immediately had a clip of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Claws, the show that she's in.
I've seen a few, like a bits and pieces. I should be watching that show.
You should. Oh, with these gorgeous nails, gorgeous nails. Oh my gosh, of course. No, but I had clips of her character from that show when I saw that magazine cover because she makes like very distinct faces, and she had one of that face. She had that face.
I love Niecy. She is
no,
beautiful.
I love Niecy. I was so glad, and I love to see her happy.
And it's funny because she was married previously to a man,
right?
And her children had no idea, and she came out to her kids like, "This is who I am."
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I just hate that she had to wait so long.
Yeah.
She
recently just just came out, and it was shocking to me too. I remember thinking like, oh. Whoa,
like,
what?
Wait, what just happened?
Wait, right, because she was also married, which, threw me off a little bit, like threw my gator off a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, but like I just would not have known. I was like, wow, and kudos to her for making it public because she didn't have to. She could have just kept on with her life.
Yep. And I was happy for her. Like, when we saw the photos, I was like, oh, like, go ahead, Niecy. But I was like, I felt sad for her because I want her to be unapologetically who she is. And it felt like she had to wait so long in her life to be like, this is me.
Unfortunately, that happens a lot. That happens a lot, especially when you're working in the industry at a young age.
Yeah.
Whew, but don't get me started on that. So another person that stood out to me for, I'll let you decide for some good and bad reasons, I guess, is one of my favorite singers from back in the day, Miss Kiki Wyatt. Did you hear about this? Yo, your face said it. Okay, so guys, Kiki Wyatt, singer from the 90s. I forget how old she is.
She's 40?
40? Something like that. But she's pregnant with her 11th child.
I thought she said that there was a possibility she would go for her 11th.
She's pregnant with her 11th child. I saw the pregnancy photos. Yeah, she got the bump. Thoughts? I mean, I love Kiki Wyatt. Congratulations on your bringing another child into the world, of course.
Yep.
But the internet is in an uproar.
I have 4.
Yes, we just talked about that. I was like, I did not know you had 4 kids.
I have 4, and then I was a surrogate. And giving birth, like, people don't realize how traumatic the birthing process is. And if she wants to expand her family, go ahead, do you.
Absolutely.
But for me, I'm good with 4.
11?
Yeah, that's...
Can you, like, I can't even fathom 11.
No.
10 siblings? I would be crowded AF.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
My grandparents did it. My mother's the youngest of 10.
Oh my gosh.
But my 4 kids, the way that they fight each other, like, 11, no.
There's that.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying it's like kind of hinging on slightly irresponsible of her to be having 11 children. And like some people were joking about it, saying like Octomom and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a whole other situation.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it from each side, honestly.
For me, as long as the kids are happy, cared for, healthy, and she's healthy, do you, boo?
Right. Do you, boo? I love that. You say that a lot.
Yeah,
that's like one of your catchphrases. No, do you, boo? Like, honestly, I'm happy for her, but I do see both sides of it. I was like, I'm going to bring this up and see what Miss Jen got to say about that.
The thing that I'm concerned with is her health, because as a Black woman, everyone knows you're 4 times more likely to die giving birth, so I just want to make sure she has all the things that she needs to be healthy.
You know what? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's a scary statistic.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Doctors have a tendency not to listen to Black women when it comes time to give birth. So.
I see.
Shout out to all the doulas out there.
Right? But seriously, and you said you were a surrogate. Like, shout out to you for that. That's amazing.
Fun. I'll never do it again.
I'll never do it again.
No, thank you.
Well, alrighty then. You said done and done.
I'm good. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So I'm good.
Well, something good that happened this week that we can like also like kind of wean on. We like hope and pray that we follow suit in this political climate here. Mexico handed out its first birth certificate with the non-binary gender marker.
Yes,
so congrats! Yeah, it literally is about time.
No,
but like we've been talking about that the non-gender, not the non-binary gender marker that may be presented as an option. So Mexico's the first to actually give out one of these birth certificates with NB as the sex.
That's nice to make sure that everyone's starting to feel inclusive. Like we need to step this game up a little bit. Like we need to move a little bit faster. But
I mean, honestly, my point, like with this whole thing was, it's great and it's moving forward, and we love moving forward. We love small wins and success and victories, but it's not something that we were readily asking for as a whole, as a country, there's so many other things that we have been trying to focus on, especially with like BLM and things like that we've been like demanding things like, to be done.
How about we make lynching like a federal like offense so that it's not legal? I talked
about I think last week how misgendering and conversion therapy is still not completely fully illegal, and so we're trying to come up with, especially in parts outside of the U.S., still trying to come up with like a precedent or like laws to be set to make that illegal, and that's extremely shocking to me.
It's time.
It's like these are the things that I think that we could be moving forward with, as opposed to the non-binary marker, equally as important, and I'll take it. Right. But I'm like, oh gosh, thank you.
It's still legal to lynch people. Can we change that?
Can we just do a little bit more in that respect? Anywho, thank goodness, because we got something. But talking about setting precedents, this one, I'm gonna need you to get a little political on, so I'm gonna take a little sip of my wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a large sip. Large sip.
Not a large sip.
I am have
to. Okay, so this one, you might have already heard about this. A few of the viewers might have heard about this. Sandy Hook victims. And we all heard about this tragedy, this massacre that happened. This case actually finally just got settled. And they are winning, for 9 families, a $73 million settlement. And what's so important about this, I don't know if you heard, but it's setting a precedent for the first time in U.S. history, as the manufacturer, Remington, that manufactured the guns, is being held liable for the mass shooting that happened.
I would tell everyone, $73 million is not enough.
Oh God, no. It did not seem like it was enough.
Close.
No.
But this is one step towards holding people responsible.
Yes. So
I'm happy for the families as far as that part goes. But my heart breaks for them because I don't know what I would do without my children. Yeah. And like, it's really, I think it's really important, again, to set the precedence so that we can move forward from things like that. Especially, there was a long period of time where we had a lot of mass shootings happening in such a short period of time. So I am 20 plus years old. Yes, 20 plus. 20 plus. And I remember Columbine. And I remember, I was a baby back then. That's what we're going to go with. Yeah, we're going with it. Yeah. But I remember seeing everyone, because I had a long black trench coat. And that was like the style back then. And I remember being afraid to, 1, wear my coat out, and then 2, to see other people with that coat on. Yeah, no, triggering. Yeah. Literally triggering. Like, seriously. And it's like, everyone says, Democrats don't believe in guns and all that crap. That's crap. So let's just start there. That's crap. There's a difference between being a gun owner and being a responsible gun owner. Okay, yes. That's what we need to make sure that people are held responsible for the fact that they own these weapons. And previously, manufacturers were incapable of holding the manufacturer liable. So I think, again, that's something that like we can look forward to now. Like, if something on that scale were to happen again, now we can look back and say, remember this? Yep. Remember this? Okay. Now hold you responsible. And now maybe even along the lines of perhaps having a little bit more of a filtering process or a little bit more distinction with how we sell guns, perhaps. Everyone's like, 7 days, it's fine, there's a cooling period, but as someone who's had a gun held to her forehead, 7 days is not enough. No. Sometimes you need 30 days. It takes 30 days to create a new habit, so it's going to take 30 days for you to chill out, and then we'll go there. Think about it. Listen, take 30 days, come back, think about it, and then you come back and let us know what you really want. Why is my daddy trying to join this video? I just saw that. I was like, wait, who is that? You're supposed to be watching. You're supposed to be watching. You win. That's my dad. We love Dad. Thanks for watching, Dad. He said, my beautiful daughter. She is beautiful, very beautiful. I was telling her for the promo videos, it was so hard to find a picture of her by herself for such a pretty woman. I was like, this is gonna be so easy. I hate taking pictures. I hate it. Oh my! Listen. Take as many as you can because later on you're gonna look back at them. I know. You're like, my mother is beautiful. I mean, she is like. I mean. No, she cute. She don't have any pennies.
Shout out, Ma. Shout out, Penny.
Oh,
Okay.
Penny.
Oh, go off, Ma.
She's cute.
I have a few pretty ones in my family too. I look up to them.
You know.
I'd be like, oh, you know what? Let's just be pretty together. Let's just do it.
Drink my water, keep my skin clear.
Hydrate, moisturize, mind your business.
I got half a gallon of water.
Those are my favorite. Hydrate, moisturize, mind your business. That's the way I live my life. So another iconic, legendary thing that I want to share with us that happened this week.
Yes.
You might have to get a little political with this one too, just a little bit, but it's a good one, I think. Biden finally made his nomination for the open Supreme Court seat. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be in DC on Monday, and I am so excited.
Yes, as you should.
So excited.
As you should. Okay, so we're going to talk about women's rights and justice.
Yeah.
On the T later on in this season, but I think it's a really big win for women. So if you guys haven't heard, Biden nominated, bear with me, Ketanji Brown Jackson for the open Supreme Court seat, and that's making Ketanji would be the first black woman to serve as a justice. So like hello, and not for nothing. Like, don't get me started on Biden too much. But he said that he was going to have the most diverse cabinet, and he is actually living up to that one. There's a few things that I'm pretty upset with him about that I was just talking about earlier that he's not really living up to. I was like, the way I put it, I said, listen, this is not the package that we signed up for. Nope. But the student loan debt, that made me so mad. But yes, he's actually creating a really diverse cabinet and a really diverse workplace, and I think changing the face of what it looks like to be a politician. Yeah. He's like got a few queer folks in there.
Yes.
Like,
we need more of that.
Oh yes,
really
like representation matters. Oh yes, if I learned anything from listening to Tiara Mack speak, it's representation matters. She nails that on every time, all the time. Oh yes, no, it's important. It's absolutely important. Yeah. But I was like, okay, good for you, Biden, because now you're living up to your promises.
You got a few more.
that we waiting on.
But
yeah, I'm glad you're going to DC. You're gonna have to.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have to record that at some point. This is a moment in history.
And it's so much fun.
I wish that I could have this part. I love that song. Every word, every single word. Yeah. But the thing that I was talking about earlier that I didn't want to talk about, but I have to talk about because it's been ongoing for weeks, is this whole Russia versus Ukraine situation that we got going on here. I saw a presidential notice come across my screen earlier about him saying, essentially, which made me even more angry, President Biden essentially saying, I did not know that Biden was going to behave this way. I'm so sorry. We're going to have to take a stance as a country now. Putin, sorry. That I didn't know that Putin would behave this way, and I'm so sorry. Now we need to take a stance as a country. How did you not know? You tell me first. What do you think about this whole debacle? How this is all going? Apparently, there's protesting happening right now as well. I forget where that was.
That's in Russia. There are people there are people who are fighting against it, but they don't have the tools, so they stand outside with their signs like, "We're sorry. This isn't who we are. Like, we're sorry, Ukraine." But the problem is, Putin was given a little bit too much. I don't want to say
authority?
Freedom. No, freedom during the last administration, where he
this
wasn't being held accountable.
This is true.
So now he's like, 2 tears in a bucket. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I can't say the rest because my daddy's watching. So
2 tears in a bucket. Listen, go off.
So now he feels as though he can do whatever he wants. And the part that is heartbreaking is the fact that now, for all the people that supported that last orange guy, your children are going to be the ones that have to go over there and fight. And
absolutely.
you didn't think about that when you were praising him for praising Putin.
The ex-social media influencer? Yeah.
Like, people don't think about that stuff. And I feel for the troops that we're going to send overseas now. I feel for the people in Ukraine who are just a part of an unnecessary war. And
not for nothing, they had troops stationed at their borders for what, days now? Weeks? If I'm not mistaken? So how is it possible that when we're protecting our allies, so to speak, that the president can clearly just come out and say, "Oh, I didn't know."
Like, my bad.
And they were insinuating that there might be a digital attack as opposed to a physical one, and that was what all the talk and conversation was about. But again, why would we have guards stationed at their borders if it was right? Yeah,
it's just sad. Like, to watch the videos of the newborns it's supposed to be in the NICU, and they're in the basement in this like makeshift bomb shelter. To see the fathers, because they're saying all men age 18 to 65 have to stay. to see them have to send their families away, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So Johnny commented and said, wars are started by the rich but fought by the poor.
Preach,
Absolutely.
Daddy.
Go off. Oh, that's your dad. Oh, hey,
He's a veteran.
No, absolutely. And Nova said it's about time that Biden is responding to. Thanks for watching. Nova is living up to his promises.
Yeah.
So I guess you feel pretty similar to how we feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that he would just come out flat out and say, I didn't know, essentially. Did you see that?
You knew.
With the presidential lettering and everything, I was like, sir, you knew. And this is going to affect us in the long run, too, and all of our allies.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that we need to pay attention to. Yeah. I've been dreading talking about it, literally dread. Every week that goes by, I see it in the news, I see it come up, and I'm like, nope, I'm not talking about it. I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to add to the... It's
the pain. It's because it's pain. Mm-hmm. I think about... Because, I'm in my 20s. And I think about Desert Storm, and I think about the troops coming home from Desert Storm, and like all these unnecessary fights. Like, and this is an unnecessary fight.
And when I talked about it a little bit earlier with Dion Sage, and he made a good point, and he was saying, essentially, we basically just got most of our troops back from the Afghanistan war that was almost unnecessary as well. Yeah. And now we're actively participating in another war.
Yeah. It's like, we're never going to have peace. And we can't.
That might be why these billionaires are trying to get to space. I'm just saying. They're trying to colonize space so they can just be like, nope, that's your problem now.
How
Bye.
do we fix everything down here
before we destroy another?
Right. Let's start here. I can see why the aliens don't want to come here. It is ghetto here.
The U.S. is toxic. The U.S. is a toxic boyfriend that you just can't let go. Like, you can't.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. And he does everything for me.
But he's so bad for me. So bad. Yep. That's what he is. That's what the U.S. is.
That's what the U.S. is. Like, straight up. Now, talking about toxic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, that means I have to take a big gulp because I know what this is.
This one actually is a good one, but it digs deep, and we're gonna.
I feel like you're talking about their initials are KW.
Oh no! I know exactly who you're talking about. No.
That's another one.
This one is actually a really good win for us. Another one, but also digging deep into society and what they think is right. Okay. So yeah, it's a deep one. Reverend Brian Massingale, I believe, is the name that we're talking about here. Have you heard of this name?
No.
Reverend Brian Massingale is a professor of ethics and religion at Fordham University, or was, but now is appointed as the first black gay priest in New York City. Yeah. I was like, whoa, black and gay, and then on top of that, you're a priest. Whoa, that's the trifecta I've ever heard.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful, but he's getting he's receiving a lot of backlash from the Catholic community, of course.
Yep.
But one of his standing points, a few of his standing points, actually have been racial inequality within Catholicism.
Yep.
And that's a really big one because we see a lot of times that black and brown folks that are in the Catholic religion are often treated like less than.
Yes.
Ordination of women and appointing women as speakers. We absolutely need that. And in my Powerhouse ministry, the church that Deanna and I both go to, we firmly believe in that. And there are so many powerful women in my God, in that ministry, but that we can talk about that all day. But and he also talks about full inclusion within Catholicism. Yeah. And that's a really big one.
It is. So as someone who went to Catholic school from kindergarten until the end of 10th grade, I remember every single pastor that was ever standing up on the pulpit was older and white except for one.
Oh, yes?
One. But the one that I used to meet with one every Monday, he's a Monsignor now, Monsignor David Joyce.
Of course. Not the name.
Yes. Because he was good. He wasn't your typical Catholic. It wasn't.
Okay.
He never said, homosexuality is wrong, because he would say love is love. Uh-huh. And then he said drinking. He said you can drink. This,
but not to be drunkenly.
He said drink until your body is content. Don't drink in excess.
Right.
And I said okay. And then what was the other one? Love is love. And that when it comes to the decision between a pregnant person and their doctor, it's nobody's business but theirs.
And that was another thing that Reverend Brian was speaking up about, was also giving women an option to have abortions. Yeah. And in Catholicism, that's a big one. That's a huge. They're like, no.
Well, the Catholic
you have that baby.
The Catholic Church pays for more abortions than anyone in the entire world.
Ooh. Unknowingly?
It's Sister Mary Brown. is pregnant, so we're going to send her to a different monastery, a different convent for a while, and that's the situation.
I was like, you're enlightening me today.
There's a lot. There's someone, her name is Autumn Gillette, I think that's how you say her last name, but she did a whole study on it in the state of Rhode Island.
Oh.
And some of the scandals.
So we hit it home with that one.
Oh, yeah, there's some serious scandal here with the Catholic Church. Bishop Tobin, you can go to...
Ooh, I heard that name. Ooh, I know that name.
Yeah.
I know that name.
Yeah, if you want to be involved in politics and decide what happens to my body, you need to pay taxes. And when you start paying taxes, then you can start talking about what happens to my body and who my son can marry and whoever can marry. So until then, hush your mouth.
Not you need to pay your taxes. Hi, Ivan. Thanks for watching. Ivan Mott is saying hello. I don't know if you've seen Ivan Mott on, because I know you and Harrison had a little debate about being on the progress report. But Ivan was on my show, and he was also on the progress report. I believe twice, actually. So I don't know if you've seen Ivan.
I'm at 6 times now. I'm trying to beat Harrison.
So you're my new friend. You're my new friend here at Tea with Taylor. I've never had you on my show, so I'm excited to have you here. But I heard about the argument, girl.
I heard Harrison has been here twice.
Harrison has been here twice. Harrison opened up one of my season 4. And opened up my season 3 and almost closed out season 4.
I don't appreciate that. So I need to come back 3 more times.
So listen, you know what? I'll definitely have you back. Listen, I'll definitely have you back. Oh, we almost got caught up in the conversation before the show. I was like, oh shoot, it's 6 o'clock. Oh no. The said Bishop Tobin. Oh Lord.
Yep.
Yeah. But Reverend Brian is doing good work in New York City, so if you guys want to look up Reverend Brian Massengale, I believe I'm saying that right, please do so and make sure you support that cause, because Catholicism is due for a big change.
It is.
It's way past due.
It really is.
Way past due.
It's time.
I'm over the
and
people.
Jesus was black, by the way.
Right, and can we please stop saying otherwise?
Jesus was black. He had woolly hair and dark skin, so just to let y'all know.
And lest we forget, Egypt is in Africa?
Yeah, just saying he had a lot of melanin. His hair was like wool. Read it. It's in the Bible. It says it in the Bible. So
lest we forget. I would tell people that. I'm like, listen, I'm not the best with geography, but I know that Egypt is in Africa.
Yeah, I learned that somewhere.
So you got a little bit of color. Even the white Africans got a little bit of color.
Yep.
So
Jesus is black.
Jesus is black. And we gonna leave it there. Yep. Unfortunately, one last hot topic that I wanted to talk about before we play our first game, which is going to be 2 Truths, 1 Lie, is someone that I have once upon a time modeled my business plan after, actually. Someone who's been iconic, and don't get me wrong, someone who's been definitely problematic and controversial. But we talked about her last week, Miss Wendy Williams. Having a lot of health problems lately, and you've heard about this.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people were really, really angry about it online and saying she deserves it and things like that, which I don't agree with at all. You know, no one ever deserves that kind of illness or anything ill will against someone else is not necessary. The way I see it, Wendy Williams has done her job for years. She's done what she was hired to do. She talked about celebrities. Yeah. That was what she was hired to do. And she did it. Yeah. And she did it well sometimes. Sometimes she didn't do it well.
I didn't agree with her all the time.
Sometimes I didn't agree with her. And like I said, at one point I even modeled my business career after her. And not for nothing, she's done a lot for what she's been given. And starting on radio and things like that. We can't take away the woman's entire career.
Right. She worked hard.
She worked hard. And she's one of the only black women that's been on TV for a long time. Yeah. Like, long time.
So I like Wendy. I like her and I don't like her. I like her because...
I think that's everyone's relationship with Wendy.
I like her and I don't like her. Her job is to bring us to gossip. Everyone knows this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes some of the things that she says I don't agree with. I don't agree with. Yeah. But shout out to DJ Seswan. Steven, that's my friend.
Oh, yeah.
So hi, Steven.
Shout out.
And that's my friend,
we love
Steven.
A good shout out.
He's her
Absolutely.
DJ on the show. And... like, she really is behind the scenes. She is a good person. Mm. Like, just like they always say, Kanye, and public Kanye is a different
that's
Kanye
mental health.
Private. Yeah,
that's a mental health. That's a whole other thing.
But you never ever wish ill will on anyone. Right. You know, just say, I wish you happiness. Yeah. And for her, I wish her good health. I don't want to see anyone sick. I don't want to see anyone suffer.
And we talked about last week on the show how she had her millions of her dollars being frozen in the Wells Fargo account, and they're quoting her mental instability as the reason, and she's been ongoing battle with that. Yep. But the newest tea on that whole thing is that the Wendy show is actually officially going to be canceled. Yeah. Did you hear about that?
I did.
I know. It's an end of an era, y'all. And like, I Dion Sage is being messy in the comments. Lord, he said, "How is her husband?" Shut up, Dion.
Ex-husband.
No, you ex-husband. First of all,
Okay,
messy boots.
Kevin is no longer her husband.
Honestly, I'm not blaming anyone, and I don't know anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not there. I don't know Wendy.
Yep.
But I did realize that her downward spiral started after the divorce.
Yeah.
After the divorce, after things started to become public about the divorce, that's when she started to...
But that would happen to anyone. If you're in a relationship and you truly, truly love someone, when they start doing some foul mess, I almost cussed. I gotta remember if Daddy's watching.
No, I was gonna say...
in front of my parents.
Listen, don't...
I cussed in front of everyone else, just not my parents. But when you love someone with your whole heart and you find out they had a whole other relationship, had a baby on the way, and like all this mess, and they're taking your hard-earned money and spending it on some scandal... Mm-hmm. I would have a breakdown too.
So you got the Dion Sage and Nova are agreeing on saying
you doing?
They're agreeing. How you doing? They're agreeing that they're saying finally the show got canceled. Yeah. I mean, it was a gossip show. She did what she was paid to do. Yeah. At the end of the day, and like I'm not mad at her for doing her job. Like, but she did. Again, we didn't agree with her all the time. But now, with the show being canceled, it's making way for Miss Sherry Shepherd to premiere her show in the fall. Yes. And so we love Miss Sherry Shepherd.
I love Sherry Shepherd.
Oh my
she has a story. Like people don't realize Sherry has a story.
Oh, I know. I heard her. It almost felt like a testimony.
Yes, like she's been through so much. Like she left The View and all this. Sherry has a story, and she has a really good heart.
And you know what? I think her career is better for it when she left The View.
Yeah.
I think it was better. And I watched The Newlyweds just because of Sherry Shepherd, because her personality.
She's just so bubbly and so
literally,
happy.
She's so beautiful and happy.
And she loves herself. I always call myself fluffy. I'm fluffy. Sherry was fluffy, but Sherry decided she didn't want to be fluffy anymore, and she's still just as bubbly and as happy. Yes. Like, she didn't lose that.
Yes. Yep. I always tell people, like, losing weight shouldn't be, like, what makes you happy. Yeah. You should be happy with who you are, and then you lose weight, and you're continuing to be happy.
Yes. And stop telling people, healthy. Like, I need y'all to stop telling people, when a person goes from being fluffy to not fluffy, stop saying, "Oh my God, you look so good." Because I was cute before. Because you were cute before.
Thank you.
Before, and I'm cute now. So
say that. Because literally, you're beautiful, whatever body type you are.
That's right.
You're just getting more beautiful. Not even more beautiful. You're just being more conscious about your body now.
And you radiate the happiness. As long as you're happy with who you are, it comes out on your face. Like all this extra fluffy.
And I'm practicing all these things because I just got hired as a personal trainer.
You gotta stop showing off. Okay. The only six-pack we have is in the refrigerator, but this one walking around with no shirt on.
Listen, I be in that gym chilling hard. Let me tell you.
Part-time job so I can pay for you.
So Chris Barrett said, "Fluff is extra cuteness."
Yeah, that's my homegirl. That's 66. Shout out to 66.
We love that. Shout out 66. Yes. Hey y'all.
66 is my crystal hookup.
Oh, we love that.
Yes.
Oh, and lastly, before we move into our first game, which is Two Truths One Lie, Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Did you hear about that?
Is she writing the tell-all book?
She's a $15 million deal, book deal with a tell-all.
Her family is toxic.
Oh, yes. We talked about toxic a little earlier. Toxic. That family.
If you ever need to separate from somebody, she needed to separate from her family.
Oh, yes.
If you can't tell me I have to have an IUD because I can't get pregnant.
When I heard about the Jamie Lynn situation, I was like, Jamie.
I was like, you better sit down somewhere. What show was it? Zoe 101?
Yeah.
Whatever. You better sit down, Zoe.
Take several seats, girl.
Sit down.
I can't even.
She made me so mad.
But, anyways, I just have to get that out and let y'all know that Britney's doing it. I'm glad because she's out of conservatorship now and she's doing her thing.
She worked hard for that money. Let her enjoy her life.
Let her enjoy. Wendy's giving me the full Britney vibes for a few years ago now, actually. Wendy. But anywho, so we got this first game over here. Oh yeah. So I got a few for you. A few one line, and you guys play along with me. Calypso, if you're watching, I know you're gonna be living for it. But it's two truths, one lie. Okay. The rules are in the name of the game. Okay. You tell two truths and one lie, and the other person has to figure out which one is the lie. Okay. I am terrible at this game because I always tend to forget which one is the truth. No, which one is the lie, because I'll tell three truths. So I wrote them down. I wrote them down this time, so we're gonna get them. You ready? Yeah. Y'all ready? All right, let's do this. Okay. I eat a lot. I am a justice of a peace. I'm 23 years old.
First of all, you are not 23.
Ha!
Right
Yo!
I'm 25, and I know so.
Yo,
that's
okay,
gonna be the lie.
Okay, you're right.
Am I right?
You're right. That was crazy. I'm glad you said that so quick. Let me live. I'm 23, okay?
Me too.
All right. My favorite color is red.
Okay.
I studied business in college.
Okay.
And I'm a male model.
Business.
No.
Is it the red?
Yeah.
I thought it was orange. I thought you
My favorite color is orange. Yeah. See, you knew that. You still
I failed at the game. Damn.
Dion said 23 weird, shady boots. You know what? Y'all shady. Y'all shady. I can be 23 if I want to.
I'm 23 too.
If y'all can have 40-year-olds playing teenagers on TV, then
right?
I can be 23, okay? Excuse me.
I'm young.
All right. I have two more. I am organized. I'm a Capricorn. I am vegan.
Vegan.
Ooh,
vegan.
Damn! Okay, you got that right. No, I'm not vegan. You know, you got that right away.
I'm looking around like you are so organized. I'm looking at the highlighter and stuff. And I'm like,
yes.
okay. Yeah, like very organized. And then Capricorn, like you give me Capricorn energy.
Yes. Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. I like to think I fully embody Capricorn. No, my friends were telling me who have been on the show previously, they're like, you know you're a creative when your book looks like this. Oh, yeah.
It.
Listen, it's color-coded. I have a system in my head. All of the above. Okay, thank you. All right, last one.
Yep.
I am biracial.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Europe. I'm pansexual. Born in Europe.
I was say
pansexual.
Europe.
Biracial.
We weren't born in Europe.
Right, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah. You're too good at this. Okay, you know me better than I thought. Shoot.
Wait a minute.
No, I was not born in Europe. My family, however, there are some Black Parisians in my family. That's where I got that from.
Oui.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I wish I was one of them. Shoot.
Yes, oui. That's all I know for French. You know,
That's it. I'm gonna go there one day.
One day.
I'll figure it out. It's
you
just
gotta, Black. What is it called?
Black
People Travel. It's like a website.
Oh, really? Oh, you heard it here, y'all.
Yeah,
okay, Black People Travel.
A whole website, like there's a whole group of people, and it's led by, I think it's 2 Black women that organize this stuff. So.
I was thinking more immersion therapy. That's what I was like, just
yeah.
throw me in and I'll figure it out.
We.
That's I'll start there and we'll work our way up.
French toast. That's all I got. I got nothing else. I don't know much.
Not the French toast.
Baguette, croissant.
Croissant. Yeah. Croissant. You gotta pretend there's no T on there. Croissant.
No croissant.
Yeah. Croissant.
That's all I got.
That's it. We're gonna be eating croissants and saying yes to everything.
Yeah, beignets, Princess Tiana. I learned a little bit from Princess Tiana.
In my travels to New Orleans, I learned how amazing beignets were.
They're delicious.
Oh my god.
And macarons from France are like so good. That's what my cousin says.
Oh my god. So that's what my cousin says.
She said it. I don't know.
So I think it's about that time to get into our chat topic now. Okay. Cheers to us for that fun game. Drunk? Oh yes, we love shots out Tina Taylor. It's a Long Island. It's a Long Island. It's a Long Island. That's actually where I was born. In Long Island, yeah. Born and raised, unfortunately, I suppose.
I'm like so from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay, good. We love Mass though.
Yeah.
Mass is like New York, but like cleaner.
You're right. The only thing is our roads are all jacked up. Like, we don't want you to know where you're going.
Listen, Long Island is not great with the roads either.
Well, New York, like, you go down Fifth Ave, for hours.
Yeah, that's New York City. Long Island?
You're right.
Nah. They said, nah. Y'all got it out. Right. They said, and then, funny enough, Long Island just paid the most taxes. Ooh. Right. But yeah, I think it's time we get into
I'm ready.
our chat topic about interracial dating, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I didn't even realize when you volunteer, because the way I do this is I ask people to volunteer for topics. And when you said, yeah, I'll do that, sure. Yeah. I forgot that you were fully married to a
tall white guy.
Tall white man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's almost too perfect.
Right?
That's almost too perfect.
I question myself all the time. I love you, honey. I love you. He's love my life. I love you.
You better. I can't. But so the first thing I want to come right out of the gate with is exploring those stereotypes about interracial relationships and interracial dating in general. So what can you speak about with that? How what's your experience with coming across the stereotypes of dating a white man?
It is. The one that pisses me off the most is that, he's just fetishizing. It's all about the fetish of dating someone exotic.
Oh, yes.
First of all, no.
I've heard that so much.
When I say I love this man with all of my being, I love him because he accepts me flaws and all.
Mm.
So when we first started, when actually he asked me out to dinner. Our anniversary is today.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Today's the 25th, right?
Oh snap!
It's
Yes, today is the 25th.
I love you. Happy anniversary.
Oh, he's got. Hopefully, he's watching. He got something wavy.
He cooked dinner, so that's great. So my husband before me had never ever dated anyone other than white women.
Okay, gotcha.
Ever. And when I met him, he was actually standing with another woman.
Oh.
Another white woman.
Oh, so you swept him off his feet.
Hold on, me.
Oh, you're so cute.
Let me just, wipe my nose real quick because got me sweating.
Yes, these lights are hot.
They are hot. I just got my hair done. Well, have me sweat my hair out. Wait, I got
no, we can't. No, you
always
can't sweat your hair
hair.
out. You can't sweat your hair out, girl.
So I thought it was his girlfriend. So I'm like, who is this tall man with this tall woman? Like, oh, they cute. Mm-hmm. And it turns out it wasn't his girlfriend.
Okay.
So he came back and he asked me out to dinner. And our first dinner, you always say you go on a first date, you don't talk about religion, politics, sex, bowel movements. Please
don't talk about your bowel movements on the first date. Lord Jesus.
We talked about religion, sex, politics, bowel movements, and what it was like to be a black woman.
Oh, interesting. On the first date.
First date. This is me. This is who I am. And I told him, I was like, I'm going through a divorce. I was married before. Going through a divorce, single mom, 2 kids. Like, this is what it is.
Jen and Chris, by the way, said happy anniversary.
Thank you, 66. So our date lasted 8 hours.
Wow. And
I was scared because I was like, this man is going to take me out to dinner. He gonna kill me. I know who Jeffrey Dahmer is. I know about BTK. I'm like, he's gonna take me out.
He gonna kill me.
He gonna kill me. So I gave him somebody else's address to pick me up.
I am so. You know what? That's another thing we're gonna talk about in a minute. But go ahead, keep going.
So then I sent my girlfriend Heidi. I sent her a message. She was working for the city assessors. I said, if I go missing, this is the man that took me. But when we sat and we talked, and I was like, we walked into the restaurant. I was the only black person in the entire restaurant. And then,
listen, I've been in that boat.
I was like, well, damn.
My mom actually often says she likes being in that position.
Yeah, I like to make other people feel
yes.
Yeah. And we talked about everything, and it was, what was it like growing up for you? And I was like, look, I grew up in the projects of Springfield. Like, I don't know what it's like to be rich. I don't know any of this stuff. But I know what it's like to be a black woman. I know what it's like to be a Puerto Rican woman. I know what it's like to struggle. And we were just open and honest about everything. And I said, I know you've never dated a black woman before. Let me just start off with number 1. Please don't touch my hair.
Please don't touch my hair. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's a really big one.
Don't touch my hair. And he's like, so can you explain to me why? And he started asking these questions where we had this discussion.
And so, and I want to get into that just a little bit. Pause there. So you didn't feel that it was a chore to explain those things to him?
No.
So that's a connotation that it's going to work right there.
Right. And it was like, okay, like he really wants to learn about me. And I was like, okay. All right. So I don't like when you throw water. Like, people don't throw water in my hair. It's too much work to get this mess straight. Like, please don't. Don't do it. And then it was
I know the smell of burning hot comb. Okay?
Right. Oh,
okay.
Shout out to Judy, may you rest in peace. She used to burn my forehead all the time.
Oh, no.
I used to think it was on purpose. I got a big forehead. My father was
so do I.
She would, pop me with the hot comb.
You're black and Puerto Rican.
I'm black and Puerto Rican.
I'm black and Puerto Rican too.
Yeah.
We got this forehead, girl. We got this. Yeah.
It's because we smart.
It's because we smart. Yeah. We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But.
My father calls it an 8-head, but that's all right.
I call it a 5-head.
Yeah.
But that's really beautiful. Yeah. Your story, to be honest, like it doesn't usually happen that way, unfortunately. No. But I think and I want to ask you and you guys as well. What do you think the origin of these kind of perspectives or stereotypes on interracial dating came from? For me, I want to say it's a really big one is rooted in family and your support system and being looked at as classist or looking at it as going outside of your race. And a lot of that a lot of those things stem from family or your support system. And the second thing that I think is the biggest contributor to that is the origin of it, at least, is the fear of rejection.
See, I think it's racism.
I think it is. It's definitely I don't think that's the major
it's rooted in racism. So I think it's the fact of people don't understand. People don't try to understand different cultures.
That's
like
very
people
true.
don't try
very
to.
True.
And this whole thing where it was ingrained in people that black people are less than, that brown people are less than, and that started a long time ago. And it was this whole white superiority where I need to save these people because they don't know what they're doing. where the people that you were trying to save were kings and queens.
Mm-hmm.
The people that you were trying to save built this land.
Mm.
They didn't need you to save. And there's a difference when the system that is being built is built to uplift one
Right.
particular group.
Absolutely.
So they do whatever they can to push down the others. And the things that they say, so like bills like the Negro Bill. A lot of people don't know about this.
Oh yes. Oh, unfortunately, I know.
Yeah, see, the Negro Bill was put in so that it's illegal for black people to learn how to read, write, or do any of that stuff. And it was because there's a group of people who can't understand that everyone is equal.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do whatever they can to make themselves feel superior and make other people feel inferior. So they do it in every single aspect, from everything from magazines to laws, to our schools, to where we live.
Yeah, and that's a really big one. Seeing things and making it real to you because it's something you've seen and something you're just used to. And so that's why I say fear of rejection is one of the biggest contributors to the origin of stereotypes, because moving past, even a little bit past the racist part, to going to a black and brown person's state of mind, where they're saying, why would this white person or why would this non-black person want me?
Yeah.
I'm less than.
Why me?
And so they, instead of being rejected, instead of having the moment where they might have that rejection by going for someone outside of their race, they're like, no, I've always been told this is wrong, this is not right, and you think you're better than me.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the non-black person thinking that.
Right.
It's usually actually the brown person thinking, oh, you think you're better than me.
Yeah, and it's the push of, I don't want to hurt myself, so I'm just going to say, I know that this is how you feel. But you never know. Like, my husband and I talked about everything. Everything. And what did he say?
Yeah, you said that right.
You know
so
what,
Harrison Tuttle just popped up. Thanks for watching, Harrison. My aunt just popped up. Love you, auntie. But Harrison said it's about time we had not the chastity.
This for Harrison.
Harrison said it's about time you had Jennifer on the tee.
Harrison, I'm blocking you. I ain't taking your phone calls. Don't call me no more.
Yo, you and Harrison, I can't deal with y'all.
I love that boy, like the little brother that I wanted my parents to give up for adoption, but that's the whole. I love him.
I love Harrison. I love me some Harrison.
He knows I love him.
Y'all know Harrison here on Tea with Taylor. If you don't, get to know Harrison and rewatch some episodes because it might do you some good.
What did Josh Miller say? He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. That one. Yeah.
He's a good man.
But getting back into it a little bit, that that's why I say fear of rejection, because I think it moves past even the fact of non-black people having that mind, but brown folks actually having that mindset, and it's been ingrained for years, so it's not something that you readily are like identifying either.
And I think it starts, we have people like, I don't know, a lot of people don't know who Sarah Bartman is.
I actually don't. Who is that?
Okay, so long time ago, long time ago in Europe, there was she was from Africa, but it was a beautiful black woman who was very well endowed in the top and in the bottom.
You put your lips on my
mouth. I use chapstick. Because, the way my bank account is set up, I can't afford the good stuff. But they made her into this, like, spectacle. Because they weren't used to seeing such round behinds. So they made her into, I don't want to say a circus freak, because that's just not... They made her into this, like, exhibit where they would parade her around. And what she had was a very voluptuous body. And they weren't used to that in Europe.
Which is the goal now.
Yep. But then you have people like Kim Kardashian who will get implants, and they're like, "Oh my God, Kim's spot looks so great."
Thank you very much.
Or Kim has what she call Bo Derek braids. Those are called cornrows, and that's from slavery.
Thank you.
When slaves were escaping, they made a map in their hair. They put food.
Thank you.
But those are not Bo Derek braids. Those are called cornrows. But they took Sarah and they made her into something that was less than. And that's when it really first started. And then when it comes to her media, it's Serena Williams is angry and she's aggressive, but John McEnroe, who has cussed out every ref and has broken his racket, is passionate. And it's those stereotypes and those stigmas when it comes to the difference between black people, white people, brown people, is what is leading to that we can't date. And that's leading to that fear of the rejection.
So do you think that as an interracial couple, or as dating outside of your race, so to speak, do you think that that's something that's a good step forward, essentially? Like, are we doing a good thing by looking past those differences that you're talking about? Or do you think that maybe there's something to it? Do you think that, essentially, this is what I want to say. Do you think that, and I'm going to put this as clearly as I can. Okay. Do you think that one has to be less dedicated to their race than the other for an interracial relationship to
No.
work?
I I will say that it has.
Or do you
to
think
be,
that like for instance, a lot of people would say a white person who's dating a black person will start to act black, or a black person who's starting to date a white person will start to act white.
So first of all, how do you act black?
Thank you.
Okay,
These are things I hear.
Yeah.
No, these are.
Yeah, I know, but I hate that because there's a stereotype of all black women are ghetto and we talk with attitudes and we snap our neck and we don't have husbands and all. No, almost cussed. Look,
Daddy's watching.
Sorry.
Dad is watching.
And all that, but it's that's the media. That's them portraying. You know, like we see characters from even I love Proud Family. But even Dejanay on Proud Family, she's pushing that narrative that's how all black
women. And they just came out with a new series for that too, and I was really upset that they didn't make her a new
better. Like I don't want. I'm sick of K. Who's that?
I don't know.
It's the guy who wears like the purple hair, the light blue hairs.
I don't know.
You
got me.
Quag K.
Mm-hmm.
But
hopefully if y'all know who it is, let me know in the comments.
He's on Instagram and TikTok. And he makes fun of black women, like he puts on fake, like, extra long nails, like these big earrings. It's a black guy.
Oh my gosh.
And,
what?
like, he's feeding into that narrative that all black women act the same.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as my husband, like, he has to understand that you are still a white man, you have privilege, and I'm going to check you on your privilege. But I need you to understand who I am. And that he's not turned into a black woman.
Right.
He's still a white man, but he's a white man who has been educated on his privilege.
Absolutely.
So he asks questions instead of saying, all black people do this. Mm-hmm. It's, honey, what was it like growing up for you?
Right.
What was your Sunday dinner like?
And that's the difference. That's the big difference. He's not asserting himself as someone with knowledge. Yep. He's saying, I'm learning, and this is what I know.
Yep.
And that's what makes it work.
Yeah. I think. We have very open and honest conversations. Mm-hmm. And now my husband and I, in all the years, all the 5 plus 10 plus whatever years we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 12, 11, 12, something. I don't remember. We
after 10 years, you're justified in
so
forgetting. It's fine.
Lot.
It's fine.
we talk. Like at night, we laugh. And we've had maybe 3 arguments in the whole time we've been together.
Oh, wow.
And it's because we were very open and honest. Honey, I didn't like the way you said this. Or honey, like, don't touch my hair.
And there's that, and there's education happening. You know, it's not just like you're upset about something that's happening that shouldn't be happening, and it's just continuing, and you're not saying anything because that's what happens a lot of times. You're actively educating, which is the only way it's gonna work.
And people are always like, well, you know, you shouldn't teach for free, but if I'm gonna love this person, I need him to love me for who I am.
Absolutely.
And it's like. And for him, he was brought up in a bubble, and where he was brought up, they were like,
as most white Americans are, unfortunately,
like, because that's called redlining. That's a whole other issue. But like he was like, he grew up poor, like he was poor too.
Okay.
And he's just like, what was it like for you? And sometimes we need to understand that we have to pop that bubble and then have conversations.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't do it for free. Like, he's going to have to buy me dinner. He's going to have to cook dinner, do dishes. But we have those conversations. Like, people
it's breaking down those perspectives, those stereotypes, that really makes it work. With any relationship, let alone interracial relationships.
Right, any relationship.
But you have to, like, go further with it. Not just, this is my race, or this is my background, and this is what I know, because it goes further than just that. It's love, it's family, there's marriage, there's children. And with that, even, like, one of the theories that I heard is that in the U.S., that since we're such a big melting pot, that in the future, all people are going to be biracial or interracial.
So I never say melting pot.
Yeah.
We are a salad. We are a mixed salad.
I like that better.
When you say melting pot, that means everyone is the same. Like, there's no one that's same, and we're not.
Yeah.
So we are a toss. We are a salad. We're a mixed salad.
I love that.
And like, some people are tomatoes, some people are lettuce, but everyone gets to be who they are, because I don't want to assimilate into what people think Americans are.
Yeah. And to even further that theory, I saw in one of my stats and research, 1 in 7 U.S. infants are multiracial, which accounts for 14% of the population.
Right, and it's going to keep growing.
And it's going to keep growing.
But there is no, like, everyone's like, oh my God, like, he's white, you're black, but I'm like, okay, but he's triracial. Because technically he's Irish, Italian, and German.
Oh, yes.
A little bit Spanish.
Okay.
So what is white?
Yeah,
like,
what is white? What is right?
Because I know people who are Italian, I know people who are Irish, I know people who are Scottish.
And so another funny thing that I came across that I was like, we're going to mention this a little later, is the most common racial or ethnic pairing amongst newlyweds is Hispanic and white couples. Yeah. Did you what? It's 40% of the population of newlyweds in the U.S. Hispanic and white couples.
Really? Really?
I was like, wow. Nova says that we're a gumbo in the U.S. We're just a good gumbo.
I love gumbo.
You got a few shrimps. You got a few potatoes.
I like gumbo without seafood, though.
Oh, what?
I don't eat seafood.
Oh, I need... Oh, my gosh. We just had some good gumbo a few days ago.
Lord.
But yeah, no, it actually is... I think that's the future of race, so to speak, in the U.S. at least, because I know that a lot of people are, especially now with like things like 23andMe and like all those things are revealing the fact that everyone's a little bit blended.
Everybody's mixed. I found out I'm Nigerian.
Okay.
My family came in through the Geechees. I'm learning still.
Oh yes.
In North Carolina or South Carolina, and apparently I'm Portuguese, French, Norwegian, Germanic, Jewish.
My goodness.
I was like, where's...
My goodness.
I'm still looking. We're trying to figure it out. And I'm Puerto Rican, so like I'm Taino Indian, and like I'm learning all these things, and I'm like, damn.
Mine said I was 4% East Asian. I was like, where did that come from? What?
Like, come on, y'all. Like, stop.
So I think that's the future of where we're going. It, like, especially with the rate of interracial dating that actually going up, like you said, and it's going to continue to go up. But since 1967, when the law that went into effect, I forget the name. The law that went into the law that went into effect that made it legal, because unfortunately we had to have a precedent set for that for black folks to intermingle with white folks, I believe it was, to marry white folks. Ever since then, it's been a steady rise in interracial couples getting married.
That law is younger than my father.
So
my father was alive before that law went into place, that it was legal for black and white people to be married. And
that's another one, like I was saying earlier, that it was something that was beginning to be looked at and to be explored as like, okay, this is not bad. It's not something that we were frowned upon anymore. But was it legally acceptable? No.
No.
Like, and then we had to set precedents for things like that, like we were talking about earlier.
And now we're here. But it's even still like from being able to have an interracial relationship to being able to have marriage equality. Like, and it took how long to get here?
Too long. Too long, like most of these things. Oh my gosh. Chris Barron said, my parents married 2 years after loving.
Yeah, so Chris is black and white.
Okay, awesome.
And her father's white, her mother's black, and she is from New York. Like, Yonkers, like, it's my homegirl.
Oh, yes, we love a New Yorker.
Right, and it was, like, to hear the stories, like, her father, I talked to her dad one day, and he was saying that, like, he was looked at, like, who is this white man in this neighborhood? And he was just a cool dude. Everybody loves him. But it was just like...
The chill white dude.
Like,
we love that!
But it was like, this is my friend's life. You know, like...
Yeah.
How is this wrong for two people to love each other?
And that's how you have to, like I said, it goes beyond just, this is my race, or this is what I've been told. It's love, family, marriage, kids, all of that you have to consider. And it's not wrong. It can't be wrong. Love is never wrong.
Okay, wait, sometimes.
Oh.
Love between someone and a little kid is wrong. That's wrong.
You're right.
That's wrong.
You're right.
Okay.
I was like, give me an example. Come on, let me know. Because I'm a big advocate for love.
Love is love, except for that.
And, one of the last stats I want to share before we get into our last game, which is going to be word association.
Okay.
So I'd be probably pick your brain a little bit with that one. But one of the last stats that I came across that I thought was interesting too was non-black folk, non-brown folk, in 1990, that were opposed to interracial dating or interracial marriages. That was at a whopping 63% in the 90s. Now we're at 13% of people non-black folks who are opposed to interracial dating. That's a huge jump. That is
amazing.
Huge. From 1990 to now?
So I was born in...
I was born in 1990.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I thought that was pretty important to share.
Yeah.
For one, it shows that people are learning and growing. For the second reason is, again, it's not wrong. It's not something that should be seen as wrong. Right. And we've been taught for a long time, especially in black and brown culture, to not date outside of our race.
And so my mother's parents, lived through the civil rights era. Like, they fought. Like, they did all that. And my aunt, when she first married my Uncle Bob, my Aunt Julia.
Oh, Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob was a tall white guy. She was afraid to bring Uncle Bob home because of what my grandparents had been through. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, said, I don't care what, I'm saying in his accent, I don't care what color that man is as long as he loves you right. And they were married for a long time. They ended up getting divorced like 40 years later. But it was.
They had a good run.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was a scandal, but that's a whole other issue.
Ooh.
But love is love, and that's what my grandparents said. Like, as long as he treats you right, I don't care what color.
And see, again, that's what I said. The origin of stereotypes, I think, is deeply rooted in fear of rejection and family.
And family.
It's really those are really.
You're so smart.
Aw, thanks. No, but those are really, when I sat down and thought about it, and I was doing this topic, I really thought about it hard. Especially for me, because I grew up in a very white neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I dated a lot of Italians, and I was not mad about it until until I was approached by my black friends or the black community, and they're like, "Oh, you're always dating this one," or "Oh, they're a little pale for my liking."
Yep.
But like, what about what I like?
Right. So I fell in love with my husband because of who he was as a person. I didn't care about his skin color, and I hate when people say I don't see color, because I do see color.
Right, you better.
Yeah,
you better see color. I need you to see, understand, comprehend.
Ask questions if you don't understand. Like, read some book. Google it. But I fell in love with him, and the first time he came to my grandmother's house, my well-house house, he was overwhelmed because he's used to being in a quieter environment. And Puerto Ricans, we don't whisper.
We don't. I'm
not like, no, that is our whisper. And he was like, "What is this?"
Listen.
And then he fell in love with my family, and I was like, he's so used to it now. Like, it doesn't even faze him.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm black and Puerto Rican, and neither of those are quiet. So
don't whisper. Don't ask me to whisper.
You get used to it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm working on it. I'm trying.
I'm working on it. I swear I try to be very quiet and very like, oh, hey, but it just doesn't work for me. I end up always back here.
All the time. Like, this is my whisper, so don't tell me to tell you a secret, because I can't.
Just get used to it.
I'll just text it to you, because I don't know how to whisper.
I'll just text it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I get in trouble with that sometimes because there's no character behind text. It's just up to what the person reading it is interpreting. And sometimes they be interpreting my...
Like, attitude. What's I got attitude?
Johnny said Boricua, baby.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's my dad.
Oh, we love that. We love that. But I thank you for this conversation. Yeah. It's actually really enlightening.
There's
you really have shared some good things with me.
We understand there's a war out there. There's a war, and it's rich people versus poor people, and poor people versus poor people. We need to realize that we are all want the same thing. We want happiness. We want love. We want security.
Absolutely.
And if the person that is going to provide that to you doesn't look like you, that's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yes. And consistency for me.
Consistency is a big thing.
For me, that's a real big one. Like, listen, you can be nice and sweet and gorgeous and look best to me all you want for the first few days.
Yep.
But after a few weeks, that fades away.
Right. And for me, it's like, my husband, when we first started dating, I was size 4. I gave birth to more kids, and I said I'm fluffy.
You said fluffy.
And he's like, I don't care about all that. He goes, because your heart is pure. I know where your soul stands.
Absolutely.
And you are everything to me.
Listen, you got a good man. That's a good old man.
My kilt-wearing husband. I love
my God. Oh, I love the kilts.
Yeah.
You just said, she was just showing me the kilts. Oh, my God. He wore a kilt for their wedding. It was so cute. My only note was like, hello, y'all missed an opportunity to match, because I'm that person. I just like, hello.
I'm not even worried about it. I was cute with my pink dress.
You were very cute, but that's all that matters. And it was your day.
It was your day. We were 45 minutes late.
And for all you husbands out there, or you future husbands or boyfriends, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, it's her day. It's their day. Whoever you get married to,
it's about them.
It's not you, it's them.
It's them.
Remember that, and you'll be much better off.
Yep.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now.
It's not about you. Even if you think it's about you, it's not about you.
You'll be much better off when you realize it's not about you.
If you walk down the aisle first, it's not about you. It's the person who walks down second. So
exactly.
No matter who it is.
No matter who it is, remember that, and you will be better for it, I promise.
But like the brat. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, the brat, yes!
So
the brat getting married.
And Judy, they got married, and they walked down the aisle together, and I was like, it was about the smooth.
Yes. That was so beautiful. I saw pictures of it. I didn't see the video, but it was so beautiful.
And then the brat, I'm just happy that the brat gets to be who she is. Finally.
Yeah. Congrats to the brat for that too, because like Queen Latifah, we knew.
Dana, that's Queen Latifah's real name. Dana Owens.
We knew.
Everybody knows.
We
want you to be happy.
We were so much happier when you finally shared the news.
Thank God.
We were like, woo, we can let that one go. Thank goodness.
So happy for you.
Oh my gosh.
And to everyone else, be happy.
Be happy.
Yeah.
Literally.
Happy.
I love that. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're going to get into our last game. We're at our hour marker, believe it or not. It's been an hour. I know. Every time. But you know what? We're going to play our last little game, and we're going to give you back your Friday night. I promise. So our last game was word association. It's really easy.
Mhm.
I just like to do this game actually sometimes. This I planned in since this morning. This morning was when I planned this game.
Okay.
So I think it's really interesting to get the person's perspective on this and why they think the way they think. So it's really cute.
Sure.
It's really cute.
Okay, I'm ready.
So word association, guys, for some of you who may not know, is I'm literally just going to say a word, and Jennifer's going to give me the first thing that comes to their mind when she hears this word.
Okay.
Word? Okay, word.
Okay.
Okay, first word. And this one's, I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say because of current circumstances, but the first word is weather.
I almost cussed.
The
The worst. Oh, wait, can I say one or two?
You can, the worst, that works. The first thing that comes to your mind. The first thing.
Worst.
Why the worst?
Because it's slippery. I love the winter. Capricorn, we have the Capricorn energy. I love it.
Literally the Capricorn
I
energy.
almost busted my behind.
Oh my
I don't want to fall.
gosh.
I'm too old. I'm
Oh
in my
my
20s now, and I don't want to fall.
So when I say weather, the first thing you thought of was ice and falling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the worst. That was I heard myself yell.
See, I knew you were going to say something like rain or snow or ice because of what this current situation. Your dad's like, go ahead and curse.
I can't. No.
It's like you're here with us. Like,
I know. You watch.
She literally cannot.
I can't do it.
I wish more people took that thought when they were doing things. It's fine.
I can't confront my parents.
The next word is office.
Elected.
Oh, okay. I know why you thought about that.
Yeah.
You're heavily involved in getting people elected.
I'm so ready to be elected.
Listen, you know what? I'm ready for your next bid too.
It's happening. So it's happening.
All right.
This is gonna be it.
You can share as little or as much as you like.
Jennifer Rourke for state senate. District 29.
Yes!
I am helping get someone who doesn't believe in marriage equality, who doesn't.
We gonna talk.
Yeah, or he's A+ rated with the NRA. He cannot utter the words Black Lives Matter, and he doesn't support the legalization of cannabis. If y'all want to have some legalization,
even Gina Raimundo was down for that. Come on now.
She was playing.
She was
that
playing
was a
games.
joke. Yeah.
But like,
I'm fighting. So please, I need y'all.
Listen, we right here. We right here. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next word.
Yeah.
Love.
Thomas Arthur.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that. So sweet.
I love him. I know. It's so gross.
No, it's adorable.
But,
oh my god, we all want that. That's adorable. I was like, I already know what she's gonna say after this conversation we just had today. Okay, 2 more words.
Yep.
This word is private.
Me.
Oh.
Me.
Jeff Foyer, I believe is how you say it. It says go Jen go.
Yes, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, that's Jeff for you, boy.
You. Why you?
So doing this
like the show you? No, I'm just kidding.
No, like
just kidding.
This is a lot for me.
Mm.
I'm a behind the scenes person. Like I like to be in the darkness.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm learning to open up. It's really, really hard for me to like share who I am because people are like, how are you still here? And I don't want people to feel bad for me and the things that I've been through. So I try to keep my life private.
Right. That's a good way to live, especially when you want to have a peace of mind.
Yeah. But it's hard when you're running for office and people are like, so tell me about yourself. And I'm
but there is a barrier and things that you set in the beginning of your campaigns and things like that I think is respectable.
Yeah.
As a person, you say, hey, I'm here for you. This is what I believe in. Yeah. This is what I can do for you. But this is also me, and this is what I am keeping to me.
Yep, I'm an introverted extrovert.
Absolutely,
I love to be home, and I'm open when I'm comfortable.
That might be that.
I'm comfortable.
That might be the Capricorn energy.
Yes, it is.
Because literally, same. Like I tell people all the time, I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yeah.
I swear.
But you're more outgoing than I am.
But you know what? That's how I portray myself because I want to be that outgoing person for people, and I want to be that voice, and I want to have people be comfortable with talking to me about any and everything.
That is.
But on the same note, I'm also very private.
Yeah.
And very for lack of a better word, somewhat guarded with my personal life.
Big time.
And I think again, it's okay to have those moments where you're like, I'm reserving myself.
Yeah.
Or I'm keeping that part of myself for me. And for my family.
Yeah.
And that's respectable.
Yeah.
So as a candidate, I think that's something you lead with.
Yeah.
You have standards.
Yes.
Like they used to say, if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything.
Yep.
Right. So listen. keep that to yourselves.
Yeah.
You are your most important you.
Yeah.
Okay. Second to last word.
Okay.
Drink.
Vodka.
Yeah! Go on, vodka!
I like my vodka neat.
Go on, vodka. No, literally, that's my go-to drink.
I don't want neat.
Okay, so I made us whiskey shots today with the Long Island,
That's alright,
but
fine.
I was gonna get vodka because I'm like, vodka's my go-to. I can drink it like water. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Then people are like, you take a shot, you're supposed to make the face. I don't know how to make the face.
not with vodka.
Yeah,
no.
like it's so good.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, like,
work.
like, oh, I'm supposed to make the face now, right? Yeah. I
Oh,
love
Jeff
my
says,
vodka.
ask her about the lack of privacy with the dudes across the street watching her.
Oh.
No.
So I have a guy that sits in the woods.
No,
and
not the
watches
woman
my
in the
house.
window.
Watches my house.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I'm just like, you know, I'm strapped. Don't come to my house.
Yo.
I'm strapped. You make it to the door. You make it in. I will shoot you, and you will not make it out.
No.
I'm telling you, don't come to my house. My kids live there.
Not the watching through the.
No, he sits in the woods and he watches my house. Like he lays down in the dirt and he watches my house.
This is troubling on more than one level.
Yeah.
All right, last word. This might be you, celebrity.
Ooh. Fake.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm gonna say why.
Okay, yes, please.
Okay.
I need a little more on that one.
So when people are like, "Oh, this celebrity," like Kim Kardashian, the person that we see on TV, the person that we see in magazines, that's not really who she is.
Absolutely not.
So I don't want to be famous for doing nothing.
Oh yes.
You know,
Listen.
like I want you to,
time.
yeah, like this is what I do. I don't want the fame. I don't want to be in magazines. I don't want any of that. I just want the work done. But Kim Kardashian, anybody you see in a magazine, that's not who they are.
Absolutely not.
So,
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
so
And I
like-
believe that a lot more of the older generation of celebrities are now coming out and being more upfront about that and saying, hey, this is who I am. You guys don't really know me.
Right.
Because that's the image I had to portray.
Right. Like, even, I think about Denzel Washington. Denzel and his wife have been married for 40 years. And no one knows that he has kids. They know that his son is an actor now.
Yeah.
He supports Morehouse College. He supports Spelman.
I did not know so much about Denzel until last week when I looked him up.
See, they don't know about his home life. They just know this actor. They know that he plays these characters, but they don't know the real him. So it's a fake thing.
And again, I think that's a respectable thing.
And my dad had to bring up Ray J. He just had to bring up Ray J.
No, I just saw that. She did it. Lord Jesus.
She used to organize closets.
We ain't gonna talk about Ray J.
Yeah.
Ray
J.
We're gonna talk about Ray J too much as it is.
Ray J.
I love me some Brandy, but do something with your brother. Do something with your brother. Lord
Brandy's
Jesus.
little brother.
Mm.
But he got Raycon here. I guess he has really good headphones.
What?
You don't know about
No.
this? Yeah, they said he has really good headphones. I heard they're really good. I don't have any because I can't afford
You know what? Exactly. I was gonna say they're probably really expensive, and they have to. He has to do that to compete with Bose.
Yep, and then
all the
Under Armour.
Right.
I think his are a little bit cheaper though.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming today. I'm really happy that we had this conversation. I've really enjoyed our time together. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna give you some time to maybe promote anything that you might have coming up, or anything you want to leave with our viewers before we go today.
I do this all the time when I'm with Dion, so I always tell people, make sure you get your friends registered to vote.
Oh yes,
please, this is a big year, and everyone's like, oh, every year is a big year, but no, this is a big year. We have a governor's race, we have lieutenant governor. Shout out to my folks. And we have a whole bunch of candidates running for office, but they can't win without you. So don't tell me you're pushing for change if you're not helping to push it forward. So I always say, I call myself a progressive because I'm always pushing for progress, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm regressing and I can't go backwards because for people like me, I didn't have a good life. So I need everyone to keep pushing forward, so make sure your friends are registered to vote and get out there and vote.
Oh, yes.
Primary September 13th.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay,
that's really important to know. I like to say a lot of times that people don't because they don't know.
Yeah, I hate when people say my vote doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can, Janie, who ran for city council in Pawtucket, lost by 2 votes. 2 votes.
Sheesh.
So your vote does matter.
It matters.
So please,
It
you
matters.
can't think presidential election, you can say it doesn't matter. It really does. But especially for local and state politics, please get out.
And it's, again, and like you just took the words out of my mouth. It starts at a local level.
Yeah.
It starts at a local level. If you want to see change, you want to be the people that affect the economy and the people that are seeing that change happen and a part of that, it starts at a local level.
Yes, please.
That's how we are going to begin to make change. And that's why I like people like you who are actually making change, who are actually advocating and out there doing the work.
Yep.
Like,
Behind the scenes.
It's behind the scenes.
I'm behind the scenes.
Believe it or not, I like to be behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
I get it. When I started doing the show, there were so many times I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it anymore because I want to just be behind the scenes. But I don't think anyone can do it the way that I do it.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? Why not me?
Yeah. Because you have that je ne sais quoi.
That's how this happened. Oh, we love
That's
that.
it,
We're back. We're back to the franchise. Full circle. No, I love that. I love that. But thank you guys also for watching. Thank you so much for keeping up with Taylor and all things Taylor on the internet. As you learned, it's not real. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed today. And I'm going to leave you with, again, to let you know, be introspective, look inward before looking outward when solving problems, when thinking about life, and also be good to yourselves. It's really important.
Yes.
I'm never going to stop saying it. It's really important to be good to yourselves and to know what being good to yourself means. Identifying what makes you happy, identifying what makes you better. And sometimes, I'm going to say this because this is a little personal thing that I had to deal with this week. Sometimes that means blocking, ignoring, not speaking to, separating from, deleting that person, those people that do you no good. Listen, let me tell you, you'll be better off for it in the future.
Family too.
And they could, you said it, not me. Okay. You said it, not me. Listen, do what you gotta do. Do what makes you feel that you are making yourself feel better, or you're being good to yourself, and you're taking care of yourself. Before you can take care of anything else or anyone else, you have to be good to yourself. And so I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you all for watching. Happy Friday, TGIF and all that. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm going to cuddle up on this couch real quick. Because I went out, I had a long week, girl.
Me too.
So I'm over it. I'm like, I'm just going to just cuddle up on this couch and get comfortable.
I got to travel too. So.
Oof. Oh, yes, DC.
DC.
We talked about those. But I'll give you guys back the rest of your Friday afternoon. Thank you for watching, and I love you all. Good night. Jennifer said good night.